the Relevant Podcast.
It's episode 1098, and it's the Relevant Podcast. Here in Orlando, I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and joining me from Loverland, Virginia, it's Jesse Carey.
Hello, hello.
From Nashville, Tennessee, artist, producer, mogul, Derek Miner. And joining us, normally she's in Nashville, but today she's in Dallas, our very own downtown Emily Brown.
Hey, y'all.
All right, and big news. Y'all know last episode was the end of the Jamie Ivey era. She's going on to bigger and better things. She's going to school and everything. And we told you that we would be announcing our new cast member on this show. So please welcome from Los Angeles, California, one half of Social Club Misfits. It's Marty. Hey, man.
Hey, what's going on? I'm really glad that the person before me went to ITT Tech, so now I can have this job. This is great.
Yeah.
She's going to get her dental, right? She said dental degree.
HVAC repair.
I'm not going to lie, I was actually hoping for Fern, but you know.
Oh, man. Well, he does have a better voice. He's got a way better voice.
Shots fired.
I have to answer it like it's a political debate. Like this is like the debate. You know, it's like he gets the compliment. He's got a way better voice than me. You're probably right, but also taxes and stuff. Thank you for having me, and I'm excited. Hopefully we don't get sued, guys.
Yeah.
Let's not get sued.
Fingers crossed.
When you got the call, tell us what went through your head. We want to, was it?
Yeah.
When you got called up to the big leagues, what was it like?
Did it feel like draft day?
I thought it was going to be like, hey, the last time you were on the episode, Legal had something to tell because of some of the things you said.
Yeah.
Do you have a quick call, 5 minutes, HR, we just need to talk through some things. But then Cam was like, hey, man, also, would love to have, it means a lot. I love doing this. It's awesome. I mean,
we have fun with you.
This is the coolest thing in the world. Awesome. The best podcast in the world, baby.
All right, there you go.
We're stoked to have you, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we have a great show in store for you. Coming up later, we talk to King's Kaleidoscope. They have a new album that just came out. It's awesome. If you aren't on King's Kaleidoscope, you need to. They're an amazing group.
They're crazy.
Also, at the end of the show, we have your feedback. But stay tuned. Up next, it's Relevant Buzz.
Mine is raging, a dreamer till the end. I'm hanging on your side of town. I notice when you're not around. Can't keep my cool, I'm burning inside. A broken heart beating barely alive. And it's harder to breathe, 'cause I couldn't make you.
You're listening to The Killers. It's their new single, Your Side of Town. Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Mercy Ships. Globally, 5 billion people lack access to surgical care. In sub-Saharan Africa, there's only one surgeon for every 200,000 people. Mercy Ships provides free, life-transforming surgeries for people who have little to no access to medical care. They help the blind see, straighten twisted limbs, remove deadly tumors, treat cleft conditions, and so much more. With state-of-the-art hospital ships, they provide safe surgery to children and adults living with treatable conditions, and it's completely free of charge. They do all this work with an all-volunteer crew of professionals who donate their time and talents. Surgeons, stewards, nurses, engineers, and more make the world a better place. Your donation today provides free, safe surgeries to people in desperate need of help. All gifts are matched, so please donate today at mercyships.org/relevant. Okay, it's time for
Relevant Buzz.
All right, tell us what's happening at the intersection of faith and culture this week, Emily.
Yeah, the first thing I want to talk about is this interesting new trend among Gen Z. This new poll found that 52% of young adults see moderate drinking, which is drinking 1 to 2 drinks a day, as unhealthy. And that's a big jump from just 5 years ago in 2018, when only 34% of young adults felt that way. So an 18% jump in 5 years.
Yeah, wait until you're an adult. An adult again.
Gen Z are adults, okay? Some of them.
But again, like to be fair, they're not wrong. No one's suggesting it's healthy.
Right. Exactly.
It's like I could say, well, I only have ice cream. I only have ice cream 4 times a week. It's how unhealthy. It's a spectrum of unhealthiness is I think what they're.
But 34% 5 years ago said it was unhealthy, and now 52% say it's unhealthy. So it's like change it. Their thoughts about drinking are changing. You know
what else is unhealthy? Ice cream.
What?
Ice cream is awful.
La 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 la. Don't hear that.
You know why? Can I tell you why I think this is the reason? Can I tell you why? I think this generation, this is just me being from California. Who knows? I'm, hippie, tie-dye, we're over here.
Yeah.
I think that this generation is doing more weed. And there's so much more access to it.
Vaping.
And it doesn't make you die when you drive in it. Not saying that that's what I'm doing, but I'm just telling you that is one of the reasons why there's so many. I mean, there's a whole market for it. And, I'm guessing that more likely that's accessible. You're probably able to get that. And it's, if you're 18, you just go get it. That's it. And it's, liquor is different. Liquor, it makes you fatter. I don't know. But I just think that I was reading that the other day in a different article about how this generation's choosing to do like more THC products than like drink. So
that is one of the reasons, like as just other alternatives have become available for relaxing.
What do they call it now? They call it, there's a name out here in LA, they call it applied science. They say, I'm doing, they call it, that's like the nickname for mushrooms. It's like applied science.
I was gonna say, that feels more like,
what's that? They call it Rashana. They call that, those mushrooms, they call them like Rashada. Those, do you guys know what I'm talking about? Rashanda or something?
Oh,
yeah,
where you talking
are you speaking in tongues? You sound Pentecostal.
Ashwagandha. I'm speaking in tongues over here.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's another thing. It's funny. My pastor this weekend talked about it. What's it called? Erwin McManus in Mosaic. He was talking about it, how people like go up to him all the time and say, "I had the best spiritual experience on doing those mushrooms." And so I just feel like people are branching out into different things. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, it definitely seems like different substances are more accessible and more accepted than previous generations where it was just sneaking some beers or whatever. You know what I mean?
Sneaking a beer,
yeah.
Marty, I noticed something when you were talking. You said you're from California. You've lived there about 2.5 weeks.
No, I'm not. Now I'm from here now. I'm here now. I'm from Florida.
You're not
I'm from New York, actually.
All right.
Then I'm from Miami. Then I'm from California. I always have a place in Miami, Florida, baby.
All right. Okay.
Also, aren't you guys getting hit with a hurricane in Florida? You guys?
There is literally a hurricane happening outside right now.
Yeah.
So
I just thought about that.
If I go away, it's because my power got cut out by the hurricane. So just
it's coming all the way up to Orlando.
It's outside right now. It's like I mean, it didn't directly hit us. It hit north of us, but they're huge, and so you get the weather. I mean, within hundreds of miles. So. Yeah, stuff's blowing around outside. Trees are sideways.
Yeah, that explains why your connection makes you look like Wreck-It Ralph.
There you go. Wreck-It Ralph.
While Derek said that, Cam is like slowing down. I don't know if anybody sees that. Like he's not moving. He's like because of the connection.
I'm gonna wreck it.
No, we were talking about the hurricane this morning because there's a couple people on staff that are from Florida. One of the guys was like, I slept through it, and that is the most like Florida thing I can ever think of like, I slept through the hurricane, my bad.
We love overnight hurricanes because it's like you wake up and it's over. You're like, it's great. Yeah. And if the power goes out, you don't even know.
Marty, did you get hit with the hurricane earthquake?
Hurricane and an earthquake.
The hurricane
last week. The hurricane. Yeah. I was like waiting for Tara Reid to come out because it just felt like Sharknado, which is in all his movies. I was like, "Where's Tara Reid? Where is she?" Because we had a hurricane, Rehab. Which was just heavy rain. It's messed up. So we had the hurricane and then an earthquake, which was just small, but it was a little shaker. And I was like, what is going on here? It just felt like Omega Code was coming to life. Like it just felt like one of those old movies from Jesus was going to come back or so. Where's Kirk Cameron? I don't know. I don't know where he is.
So being a Floridian living in Cali, on a scale of 1 to 10, how comparable were the earthquakes?
Or the hurricanes?
To like a hurricane?
Earthquake, hurricane. The hurricane, how what
the hurricane?
Were you like, I've seen this before, this is nothing, or were you like, this is
everyone's
serious?
asking me like I was the resident like veteran, like they kept asking me like, hey, so what do we do? Do we need sandbags? I'm like, no, we don't. They're like, I was like, let's get gas. And anyone in Florida knows you get water and gas. That's like the first two things you do in Florida. And no one was getting water and no one was getting gas. So I was like, all right, I guess it's not a problem because no one out here knew what to do. So and then the hurricane was like not a big deal for us. It was more for like San Diego and other parts. But the earthquake hit us, and that was weird because that was like, you're doing this for a second. You have to stay between the door the door hinge. You're like this, and it was like 2 minutes, and we were fine.
Yeah.
Oh my
the only thing that can make it worse is volcano. I feel like that's one.
That would be the
volcanoes
worst.
in the spectrum of natural disasters. Volcanoes don't get a lot of love. Like when I was a kid,
That's a pretty bad one. Yeah.
And like if I had a hierarchy of things that are like, these are reasonable fears. It's like the John Mulaney thing. It's like, when I was a kid, I thought quicksand was going to be a much bigger problem as an adult than it actually is. Like I never but in my mind as a kid, it's like, volcanoes, man. But before I book travel, I have to ensure there's no volcanoes, because in my mind, as like an 8-year-old that watches cartoons, you're like, there's a near certainty that I'm going to need to dodge lava at some point. Every video game, if you grew up like in the 80s and 90s,
jumping through,
your main obstacle was avoiding lava, and it was just like, I think it penetrated the heads of a generation that's like, guys, there's probably going to be lava pits just opening up everywhere, and rivers of lava that we're going to have to avoid. It is the primary plot point and objective of most games that I've played as a child. So, at least we don't have that to contend with.
At least. All right. What else do you have, Emily?
Okay. You know that like sort of joke about how millennials are like disrupting every industry, like
10 years ago,
industry, avocado industry. Yeah. So there was always this thought that like Gen Z was going to continue that, but it turns out AI is actually disrupting the industry, and a lot of people are just ignoring it. What's interesting is a new report found that 48% of companies have already replaced at least one worker fully with AI, if not more. Since it became available last year, and more are obviously expected to follow. But what's insane is there's another report coming out that a majority of people are not worried about AI taking over their job, and they're just kind of like sticking their head in the sand saying, I'm going to be fine, I can't be replaced. But there is legitimate data saying that you could be replaced by AI, or at the very least, you could be replaced by a human who's willing to work with AI and use it in some capacity.
I will say, like, it's like my job got replaced by AI, and then someone else's job now is to go back and confirm that the AI was good. Like, that's the other thing. Like, anytime I used AI, it's like, all right, it did the job for us. There's a couple things you might want to go back and check. And by the time you get done fixing what the AI did, you're like, I may have just been able to do this with my human intelligence.
Right. Don't tell anybody.
Listen, it'll probably get better. I mean, I was in working on a project. We replaced a voiceover position for AI voiceover, because you can find any voice you want. There's a voice cloning software that we were making like a sample of a product, and instead of hiring a voiceover actor, we just had it. So there are applications that's like, that works better. But there's also stuff that's like, don't worry, ChatGPT or whatever can knock this out. And then you're like, all right, well, I noticed an error in the first 100 words here. Someone's gonna have to go through this with a fine-tooth comb. So again, like I think AI is going to be extremely valuable, but when it comes to replacing entire jobs, I think there are jobs that are vulnerable, but there are other ones that I think we just got to figure out an efficient way to apply this. I don't think it's as much of a magic bullet in every scenario as some people kind of assume.
What do you think is the first job that got taken out by AI? Probably like publicists, right? Publicist.
Customer service.
Everyone's like, write me a bio, right? Everyone's like writing bios and stuff. I feel like that was like the first thing.
Maybe a little bit. I think customer service. I think that's what's
online.
Well, I mean, think about
chatbots.
Yeah,
like it's AI now. There's not a human over there solving your tech issues.
It's terrible too.
That's AI. I didn't even know they have like real voices.
Service.
Yeah.
Okay.
Online customer service.
Yeah, that's what's crazy is like a lot of people have used AI for years. They just didn't think about it, or weren't really aware of it. But yeah, like anytime you go to a customer service and you need help, if they push you to a chat bot, you're talking
It's
to AI.
Yeah.
You can tell right away.
So
because it's not.
So
a human.
hold on.
You get
So
annoyed.
okay, this is where we need to talk about. The real subject is, how do they make these voices like this? They're almost stereotypical in like voice. Like, I thought a Puerto Rican guy was helping me on when I was at BestBuy.com, and I think it was AI. Like, do they have voices of like nationalities and stuff like that? Like the guy sounds like,
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
so the guy sounded like a smoking Puerto Rican guy. Like, he was like, hello, I got, like, he was like a whole thing. And I'm
you
like,
might
they're
have been
making
talking to an
voices.
actual
This is
person.
actually not my voice. I use
Well,
AI
the
for
guy
my
was
voice.
a little too professional for being a human. Like, he was like saying words, and I'm like, you would never. So I'm like thinking maybe AI.
It's a big part of the actor strike right now, because studios figured out that they have extras, or they have, these actors, and then they have enough footage and voice to then perpetuate that character forever and not pay the actor. So
that's
like, especially
great.
cartoons and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So that's one of the strike issues is the role of AI in compensation. So if you have my image and likeness and voice, you don't own that. Like that's what they're negotiating about right now. So
Yeah, and I think there's a degree of inevitability, right? Like, people, it's like, look, when the locomotives came along, stagecoach drivers were out of the job, and then all of a sudden people had cars, and now locomotive captains. The technology is going to evolve. But the other thing too is, like, there's going to be jobs in making and creating AI applications.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So, like, it's not like someone has to be behind the scenes, creating this stuff as well. Like, it is just one of those things. Anytime there's any sort of technological innovation that's going to make a current standard antiquated, people who work in those, roles that are now being, kind of made no longer relevant are going to be upset. But it's just the nature of technological evolution. It's like I said, someone has to make the AI. There's going to be jobs at AI companies. You know what I mean? Like,
You can't just have McDonald's making you a burger. You have to have somebody watching that machine to make sure that they didn't give you too many pickles and stuff. Yeah.
yeah, but instead of having 10 workers, it's going to be one worker, and
It's very
robots,
Oompa
you know what I mean?
Loompa-ish,
That's the
right?
shift.
It's very Chocolate
Yeah.
Factory-ish. One person to a bunch of like Oompa, and the Oompa Loompa is like AI, and then you have that one person watching everyone, making sure that's taken care of.
yeah, but
Yes, Oompa
a really
Loompas are
terrible-
exactly like
Yeah.
AI.
I was like,
I like that.
wow.
Where are you going with this? I don't even know.
Wow.
This is my first day. I'm sorry. Just
All right, what else you have, Emily?
Last thing is Lauren Daigle is coming out with the second half of her self-titled album. She released the first half in March. We actually spoke to her about it in the summer issue of Relevant.
What?
But-
Marty, what's that reaction?
I'm just kidding. The second half, she wasn't happy with the first successful blossoming, like this huge successful. It's like Taylor Swift. She has her Anti-Hero, but now Anti-Hero 2 is like. It's just success on success, just green lights the whole way. I love it. So beautiful. Good for you, Lauren.
It is
Good for you.
beautiful.
She's so famous, they call her Lauren. They don't call her Lauren. They call her Lauren Daigle everywhere she goes. That's how famous she is. First and last name.
Is that the sign?
That
of
is the
fame?
sign
when
of
they,
fame.
when they
Jessica
use
told
both
me
your
that.
names, it's on. Yeah. If they use both your names, it's on.
So she
One
is
name,
famous.
you still the
people
homie.
use
Two
my-
names. If you start walking around, they start calling you Emily Brown.
They call her Downtown, so it's like a nickname
people-
on top, I think, right? Like,
Yeah.
Well, people do call me Emily Brown because there's a lot of Emilys, so they got to clarify which one they're talking to.
okay,
I don't think it's a fame thing.
I don't
But
know.
I'm going
You're
to tell
pretty
myself now it's because
You're
I'm
pretty
famous.
to me.
All right, so Lauren Daigle, new album coming out next week.
Yeah, we actually do have a song that she's released from the album. We can play it
Here
now.
it is.
Never face a valley alone. 'Cause even when your heart is breaking and you've gone and lost your way, you're gonna be okay.
All right, well, there you go. And actually, she's going to be on the podcast next week to, you can't roll out the second half of your album without coming on the Relevant podcast and tell people about it.
I think Drake's dropping the same week, so good luck,
Yep.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Same market.
He'll also be on
Same
our
market.
podcast.
He'll be on the podcast
Okay.
next week as well.
Yeah, yeah. All right, there you go. That'll do it for.
Relevant Buzz.
Check out relevantmagazine.com every weekday where we're covering the intersection of faith, culture, and everything in between. Thanks, Emily. All right, stay tuned. Up next, King's Kaleidoscope joins us.
Second guessing myself all the time.
listening to Hannah Eid. The song is Weird. Well, today's show is brought to you in part by the new book, God, the Science, the Evidence. We talk a lot about faith, but how often do we talk about science in the same breath? You might be surprised to discover just how deeply the two actually agree. For centuries, science has been used to dismiss the idea of God, but today an intellectual revolution is underway. Modern discoveries in physics, cosmology, and biology are consistently revealing the same truth: creation isn't an accident. That profound reversal is what engineers Michel-Yves Bolloré and Olivier Bonassi investigate in their international bestseller, God, the Science, the Evidence. This book is a rigorous, evidence-based critique of materialism, inviting you to explore over a dozen scientific, philosophical, and historical domains. It shows that what was once seemed impossible, that science could point to a creator, is now supported by a vast and convergent body of evidence. With over 400,000 copies sold in Europe, this book is sparking a global debate. It's thoughtful, fascinating, and a powerful reminder that reason itself affirms the existence of God. Learn more and find out where you can purchase your copy today by visiting godthesciencetheevidence.com. Well, our guest today is Chad Gardner from King's Kaleidoscope. King's is one of our favorite bands, and they just recently dropped an incredible album called King's Kaleidoscope. He sat down with Emily to tell us about how the album came together and how they stay focused on a message of hope. Here's part of our conversation with King's Kaleidoscope.
Well, I'm excited to talk with you about your new album. How do you feel now that it's out?
I suppose with every album release, I feel kind of relieved. It's like there's a seeming, infinite amount of decisions that go into making an album. There's so many creative decisions. There's so many decisions about the release, the timing, the schedule, just everything. And then once it's streaming around the world and it's out there and alive, there's no more of those decisions to make. And so it feels very freeing, maybe in a kind of a simple way, but in a very real way. It's like, all right, I am free from this thing that has, been all consuming for years. It's just done. It's over now. It feels great.
Awesome. Yeah. It's gotta feel weird too. Like you said, like spending years on this and then just the day arrives and it's like, it's here, it's out here.
And then, like a week later, Spotify will tell you that only like 16% of your followers have listened to it. And you're like, okay, cool. It's always like that, it's like, all right, cool.
It's interesting, like the artists, like that y'all do have to like play this game in order to get your music out there.
For the first time, we were sitting in an airport. We just played a festival in north of Boston the week that the album came out. And I was thinking about all of this, like, gosh, like all of our peers and like all of like our, like my friends, they're playing this game, which is basically all of your like industry value is your monthly listener count on Spotify, which is a pretty narrow thing. Like you can have a lot of people listening to you for a single, but they may listen less hours, which is actually how you get paid. You get paid off the amount of hours that people stream your music. We've always been a band that has people listening to our music over and over and over again. Like we make deep albums, but not necessarily like broad brush, like pop music. Nothing that's wrong with that at all. But anyways, all this to say, I was just sitting there like, I don't think I'm going to play this game this round. And just off the cuff, I dropped a Dropbox link to our album for all of our fans like a week before it came out. I just said, anybody who's coming to see our tour, just send a screenshot of your ticket to like our like text sort of thread that like my wife and I run, and we'll just send you a Dropbox link. So we leaked our own album to our fans because I just thought like, this is dumb. Like we have like a great, awesome like cult thing going with King's Kaleidoscope, and all of our fans are so diehard. Why not just like take care of them before we take care of like a statistic, you know, that's so ambiguous.
Heaven only holds us broken as hell. Living in a tale of glory. It's a miracle becoming yourself. You don't need a different story. Heaven only holds us broken as hell. Living in a tale of glory. It's a miracle becoming yourself. You're a miracle now.
Okay, well, going back to the actual album, I did want to ask, like, what would be sort of like a message or theme that ties this project together?
So basically, the last 2 to 3 years, the band has been started actually kind of during the pandemic, but we would sort of like huddle up at what we called it Camp Kaleidoscope up here in Washington, and have these writing camps where we would just honestly jam. We would we'd work on serious songs. We'd also just go out and like, you know, try to play as many genres as we could in like 1 hour, and then go jump in the pool. Like just have fun, right? And you know, this is during sort of like the COVID era where there, you know, people were really isolated, and things weren't really open yet necessarily, and we were kind of like basically creating a bubble, you know, a couple times a year. And so what ended up happening is we just created a ton of stuff. And last year we thought we had an album, and we had the idea of, before we release it, let's go tour it. Everything's been locked down, everything's open. Let's just perform the album live for a month and then see how we feel afterwards. And so we did that. We went out and toured the country. It was the biggest tour we'd ever done. And we played 30 minutes of brand new music right in the middle of the show every night, which was a wild experiment. It was very cool, but yeah, it was also very revealing, because about halfway through the tour, I kind of knew, all right, we have 2 albums here. We actually, like, the songs are like very clearly 2 things. And one of those things is, in that isolating time where everybody's back at home, I was seriously wrestling with just trying to like get at the root of like lifelong anxiety disorder, and you're really trying to pull it apart. And I ended up making 1 album out of that, Baptized Imagination. And that really is kind of like my narrative of that time, and me sort of facing myself and God in that. And it's a difficult album, but with a lot of surrender and hope at the end of it. And then we had, once that album came out about a year ago, after the tour, we still had all these other songs. And it was like, man, the rest of this batch of songs is almost awkwardly fun. Like, where did these come from during this time, right? And we realized that these are the pockets of joy that we had together while everybody was sort of at home facing their demons the last couple of years. We would fly in, we'd hang out at Camp Kaleidoscope. Like I said, we would go to the studio and just, all right, how many genres can we play in 1 hour, and then we're gonna go play basketball, you know, or whatever, go make dinner. Like, we would have a lot of fun. And so it became clear that this album, this self-titled album, was self-referencing to the fact of, this is how our band encourages each other. The songs are very like interpersonal. They're not sort of like me and God wrestling with faith in like very dramatic gestures like a lot of our albums are. These are like lighthearted songs of encouragement, or songs of deeper encouragement, like to each other. And there's like a pressure valve release in a lot of the music too, where it's just very free and communal. So that's sort of how we ended up with these 2 albums out of the same period. You know, obviously one we released last year, Baptized Imagination, and then now this self-titled album, which, yeah, just really references the way that the band interacts with each other and encourages each other.
I love that. And I love hearing how that came together, because I always think it's interesting when a band puts out a self-titled album, especially after they've like already had a few projects, because I feel like but it makes sense, like you said, like that these are just sort of like a reflection of like your time together and like your encouragement with each other. I did kind of actually want to go back to Baptized Imagination, because you said something that for me as a fan, what I've always really enjoyed about y'all is you have these deep emotions, but you always find a way to like find hope in them, even if it seems impossible. Like they're very hope filled, and I think that's something that a lot of people really need right now, is just like acknowledging the emotions that are heavy and weighed down, but still being able to find hope. And I'd really just love to know, like, how do you personally keep hope alive in your life?
It is interesting that our music really there's a lot of like wrestling in it, and there's a lot of whatever lament or like fight, but it almost always resolves in some surrender and like very hopeful outlook. I think that's probably because that's just what I long for. Like that's probably the deepest desire of my heart, is for the gospel to be real. It's for Christ to feel more alive and true in me than anything else in the world. It's for me to feel like my existence is on purpose and beautiful. And it's fun. Like a lot of people would maybe like if you ask my friends or like my wife or something, they would maybe say that I am not pessimistic, but like I don't think my friends walk around and be like, Chad is just so hopeful. I think I am actually very, I have like an intensity to me, or a there's a sharpness to the way that I view myself or the world. I don't know if it's even a good or bad thing, but it's there. But underneath that is this very helpless, childlike human that just wants the gospel more than anything else. And so I don't know if I'm answering the question right, but it's sort of inevitable that the music is going to end up there because it's what I want more than anything else in the world. And it's a choice too. It's like, life is so hard. Like I've gone through so much in my life up to this point that I just can't imagine kind of just sitting with it and there being no hope on the other side of it. So yeah, I fight to see the truth and the hope of Jesus. Like it's actually like something I choose to fight for, but it's just also something that I desire more than anything else.
That was Chad Gardner from King's Kaleidoscope. Make sure to check out their new album, King's Kaleidoscope. It's out now. All right, stay tuned. Up next, it's your feedback. You're listening to Hemlock Springs. The song is Anyone, but it's spelled ENKNEE and then the digit 1. Anyone. Get it? Well, today's podcast is brought to you in part by the new book, Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic. Author Jonathan Seidel knows firsthand how even believers can get stuck in shame and destructive habits, especially when it comes to one of society's biggest obsessions, alcohol. In Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic, he details his spiral into disordered drinking and shares the 4-step process he eventually used to break free. There's hope for alcoholics who become Christians and for Christians who become alcoholics. Find Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic wherever books are sold. What if you could change a child's life with just $10? Right now, thousands of vulnerable children in East Africa are suffering from jiggers. It's a painful, preventable parasite that burrows into their feet. Soul Hope is the only organization treating it through foot washing, medical care, and durable closed-toed shoes that protect kids long after treatment. $10 may not seem like much in today's world, but when we come together, those small gifts add up to big change. Join the 10 for 10 campaign. $10 protects 10 small toes. Visit soulhope.org/10 to give now. One small gift makes a big difference. Again, that's soulhope, SOLE, hope.org/TEN. Okay, it's time for your feedback. Last week, what were we talking about?
It's because I was supposed to go see the Chicago Bean.
The Bean.
But I will say, Jesse talked me out of it. I made it all week in Chicago, didn't go see it.
You didn't go see the Bean?
There were other things to do.
Thank you. Hey, you don't want to go see the Bean? Google Chicago Bean. That's exactly what it looks like. This is not something, I don't need to rehash what I said last week. There's certain things you just don't need to see in person. Like, I get the idea. It's a big metal bean.
So,
I bet, yeah.
So we asked you guys for your the most overrated landmark or tourist attractions that you've experienced. You hit us up on the social medias. I can't say X. I don't like it. At Relevant Podcast. And here's some of our replies.
Carla and Rachel. I'm gonna choose Rachel. Rachel said the Leaning Tower of Pisa is incredibly underwhelming, and that's literally the only thing in Pisa, except for cheap souvenirs and overpriced, terrible pizza.
Oof. Ooh, she did not like.
She sounds like she had the worst time.
She was,
but was she in Pisa and just like, all right, we got to go see the Leaning Tower, or it's like, listen, we got to go out of the way to see this Leaning Tower? That's my theory with the Bean. I've seen enough pictures of that where I have a pretty good understanding. I haven't looked up the Leaning Tower of Pisa. I haven't run across an image from it, and I have no idea when. I have a perfectly clear image of it in my head. If you're asking me to draw it, I think I could draw a pretty good image of it. I don't need to see it. Like, if I'm in Italy kicking around and you're telling me there's nothing in Pisa but a Leaning Tower, it just confirms my theory. Just the postcard. Look, that's what it looks like. Let's go to Rome or something. You know what I mean? Where I can do things, not just look at stuff.
I agree with you, Jesse. I feel like going to the Bean, I'm like, you're just looking at yourself. It's a reflection. It's a mirror. It's a circle mirror. It looks like the guy from Terminator 2, just like that's like his first form. He's just into that form.
Okay. Here's I got a hot take about Leaning Tower Pisa. Okay. I don't know if you guys are ready for that. I don't know if the internet's ready for this.
How hot can we get this?
All
take?
Right.
How hot's his take?
Tear it down. Get it done. Because here's the thing. It's not that remarkable.
Tear it down?
Get rid of it.
Tear it down.
There's nothing remarkable about it's just like an 8-story tower. It just happens to have be built on poor footing. It's probably a safety hazard. And if it wasn't so old, there'd be nothing notable about it. I can go down I-Drive in Orlando, and there's a building that looks like it is upside down. To me, that is way if there was some sort of natural disaster that wiped people away, that wiped humanity away, Wonderworks in I-Drive would be the new Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Really cool.
People from around the world would become, you got to see this building. It's upside down. They built it upside down. That's what we're doing with Leaning Tower of Pisa. The people who built it had no idea we'd be coming there hundreds of years later.
Speaking of Orlando, David Mandel said Orlando is overrated. Said Disney World has the whole city. Said Disney World has its flaws, but I quite enjoyed that. But once you leave Disney World, it's a sprawling enormity of parking lots, strip malls, and cheesy souvenir shops.
And
it's
Puerto
also
Ricans.
home of the worst barbecue I've ever had. A dry husk of over-smoked turkey outside the Citrus Bowl. He just cooked your whole city. Cameron, do you have a response?
Do you have a rebuttal?
I know exactly where he went. I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
did he see the upside down building? Did he see the upside down building?
He didn't leave Kissimmee. I'm like, he's literally describing
that one strip that just has Sizzler's still on that strip. I know where he got stuck.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I know exactly what he's talking about.
It's like Vegas. Orlando's Vegas to me, right, Cam? Like, there's that one strip, but it's like a small strip.
Down there.
Yeah, but that's not even Orlando. That's kind of like Orlando does have a lot of great things.
This don't affect me because this dude didn't leave, the cheesy tourist area. That's fine. I mean, go to any cheesy tourist area.
So he got
he didn't come to the real city. He didn't go to the real city. Come to my neighborhood. I'll take you to some good restaurants. You'll see a real town here. So anyway,
I want to talk about Carla's real quick. She thinks Stonehenge is overrated.
Mm-hmm.
She said it's just a bunch of rocks in the ground, cool but expensive, and long wait to look at the rocks. Drive by on the road. That's all you need.
Well, what does she expect? This is on her. Like, again, you can see it in pictures, like a perfect representation of it. There, like, you can't go in Stonehenge. There's nowhere to walk. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just rocks. Like, if you can go in somewhere and have a good meal or hear some cool music somewhere, go have fun. If it's a ride, you can do something. But if you're just going to look at stuff, I just don't see the point.
Yo, when she said drive by that mug, I was dead.
It's just like you see it from the road. It's fine.
Yeah.
Look at Max. We can tell you the communist is on Twitter. Just kidding. I'm just joking. Anything in the U.S. That was his response to
That's
that
what he
question.
said.
Anything in the
Max.
U.S. Just kidding.
Anything.
I kind of want to flip this though, because like all of these, I'm kind of like, yeah, they got a point here. But I'm trying to think what actually, in my mind, is like, all right, what actually delivered? Like, when did I go to something like a tourist trap? And it's harder to think in that case. It's harder to be like, man, went an hour out of the way to go check this thing out, and it was totally worth it. It seems like most of them fall in the category of could have just done the drive-by. Can you guys think of times where you went to one of these tourist traps
West
and
Hollywood.
it was actually worth the
West
time?
Hollywood was the worst thing ever. Just to add, I just want to add to the worst things. West Hollywood. If you go to California,
West
LA,
Hollywood.
it's they cleaned it up though. But Scientology owns everything in like West Hollywood. It's almost like Jehovah's Witnesses in like Brooklyn. Like they own like all the big buildings in Dumbo. Like in West Hollywood, it's all Scientology, and they all look like these really crazy Ron L. Hubbard buildings. And so it's the most overrated. Don't do it. Don't go to West Hollywood. It's the worst thing in the world. Another overrated thing. Everyone goes there. I don't know why.
Only thing I can think that's delivered is nature. Nature, like
I would say
good.
natural wonders like Yellowstone, Wyoming. You're driving up the PCH California coastline and going to Big Sur and like that always blows my mind.
Very dangerous though. There's bears, there's poison leaves, and it's again. I think the resolution here is just. We all have the internet. We all have TV. It's great. Like we can look at cool stuff online and do that. I don't know. Maybe
I'm all about experiences, man. I could watch a video of Disney World, and that's not the same as experiencing it and riding that roller coaster myself. I mean, I don't know.
Don't get me started on Disney.
What?
Jesse, which is better, Disneyland or Disney World? Have you been to which one do you like?
No, I've only been to I've only been to Florida, and listen, I haven't been to like Avatar World or Star Wars. I know it's upgraded, but for a long time, every ride was the same. It was you get on a little floating boat thing, go through an animatronic world, and if you're lucky, there's going to be one drop. Otherwise, you wait in line, you get on a little boat, you go see little robot Disney figures that haven't been upgraded in a while, or you go look at the future as it was envisioned in the 80s. That was for a long time. Let's be honest with ourselves.
You're like on a roll today. Like, everything you've been saying has been like fact.
That's crazy.
It's real talk.
You're on one today. I don't know what happened.
People aren't ready for the truth.
This is right. What do you think about that, Cam? Do you think it's
people
like
aren't
that?
Ready
you
for it.
You like Disney, right? You go kid and have fun.
It's fine. I'm not the target demographic. It's fine. I get why people like it.
Defend it because we're from Florida. I think too. It's like our thing.
Listen, your experience at the Magic Kingdom is not inaccurate. How's that? But there is a lot more to do than your little floaty rides.
Animal Kingdom is dope, though. Again, nature.
That's what I'm saying.
Animal Kingdom is kind of dope.
I love going to Disney. I love spending $1,000 for no reason. It's great.
Listen, I remember going to MGM or whatever the MGM Studios was. And at one point, they had the Indiana Jones stunt ride.
They still do. They still do.
I saw this when I was a kid on an episode of Full House. Like, you can't upgrade. Yes. I saw that episode. Like, the Tanner family went on one of those special crossover episodes where, like, the Family Matters family, they all went to Disney. You know, a TGIF special
family,
Disney
went
thing.
To, like,
I
Busch
saw
Gardens,
that.
and then the Full House family went to Disney. It was like kind of racism there somehow. I don't know. I just felt bad. It felt weird.
Yeah, you haven't updated the attractions since I was watching TGIF at 12. Like, I'm in my 20s. I saw this as a kid. Like, upgrade. At that point there hadn't been an Indiana Jones movie in 10 years. Like, that was my thing with Disney.
Through the pain right now. You have to see.
They've upgraded.
He's laughing in slow motion, which makes me laugh because his connection's slow. So he's like this.
They still have the stunt show.
He's laughing like Wreck-It Ralph.
They kept some of the classics, but they've upgraded, man.
It's like, listen, I know what's going to happen. Do you know how I know that actor is going to run and the boulder's going to roll over him? Because I saw it on Full House.
They did do it. They kind of ruined it, spoiled it. They did. They spoiled it.
Yeah, they gave it all away. I would say, but they're living up to things like in Africa, going on a photo safari and seeing. But again, it's nature. I'm trying to think of any man-made occasion or attractions that live up to it, like museums, maybe the British Museum or the Louvre.
Well, I was gonna say I do like art museums. Like, and I think Aaron mentioned as like an overrated thing is Mona Lisa, and I do agree with that. I think Mona Lisa is overrated, specifically because right across the wall is this massive painting of Jesus, like speaking to the masses, and like, no offense to Mona Lisa, but like that is much more interesting to me, and not just because I'm a Christian, but because it's a lot more detailed. And so like art museums are cool, but I think that there are certain pieces that get overhyped. And it's like you said, Jesse, like I feel like I saw the Mona Lisa more up close on my computer than I did in real life.
Because you did. Because you can zoom in. Right? It's just a superior experience.
It's so small. Everything's always smaller because we envision it being huge. So you go see the Mona Lisa, you're like, this is it? Like, this is it? It's like going to Paris. I feel like every dad, when they go to Paris, are like, this is it? This is Paris. Like, it's dirty. It looks like the set of Ninja Turtles 1. It just doesn't feel like everything's like dark and dingy and like dusty. Like it's just crazy.
But this is the main reason why when albums come out or movies come out, I don't watch them initially, because I think sometimes we fall victim to the hype. Like, think about it. Your whole life, you're like, I have to see the Leaning Tower of Pisa. You save up for it. You know what I'm saying? You take off vacation from work, and then you get there and you like, this is it. This is what all that vacation time that I just took up is for. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's us more than it is the actual.
Yeah, we overhype it. You're right.
But is there anybody who's like? Is there anyone who's like number one tourist attraction is the Leaning Tower of Pisa? Because I would want to talk to that person.
Yeah.
If that's their peak, yikes.
Golly, man. But
what's the history? I know there's history on it.
You know,
maybe I think somebody with two different size legs.
You know what I'm saying? And it'll never live up to the hype. That's why I definitely just chill out when it comes to stuff. You know, you got to chill out.
Hold on, Jesse. What did you just say? What did you just say, please? I need to hear this one more time. Jesse's been killing it today. I'm sorry. Say that again.
Emily said, is there anyone out there whose Leaning Tower of Pisa is number one on their attraction list? And I said, the only person I can think of is someone who's born with two different size legs.
Prescription shoes.
Chill, bro.
Prescription shoes.
You gotta chill.
I knew a kid in high school, he had prescription shoes.
Am I going to get in trouble for that?
This is off the rails.
We need prescription shoes. Don't worry.
We'll probably have to just edit it out. Just edit it out.
I had a friend, and he had like one thick heel. Like one foot was like this thick, and then the other one was normal. He always had one. And then he had
was the moral compass of this show. This show is going.
I'm sorry, guys. But for real, I did have a friend. He had two different size legs, and he had this one special shoe as prescription, and it literally was like thick. It was like one thick, like John Travolta, like 70s. And the other one was normal, and it was always New Balance. He was always.
All right. Well, there's more where that came from. Y'all have been disappointed a lot. The Great Salt Lake. Somebody took on Amsterdam. Statue of Liberty. I agree with that.
I one time flew around the top of Mount Everest in like a tourist plane that takes you around the top. You know what? It looked exactly like you think it is. Big mountain, really big. It's huge. It's got
big
snow
mountain.
up there. Do you know what it does deliver?
What's that? DiGiorno?
No, it's close. Olive Garden. Here's why. Did you see that couple that took their engagement engagement photos outside of the Olive Garden?
You walked right into that. Oh my gosh.
Well, no, they framed it like they just took it from certain angles, and it looked like they were outdoor in Tuscany, right?
And and
if I go to Cracker Barrel, it looks like I'm in Mississippi. I get it. It's all aesthetic. I get it, guys.
and I don't know when the last time you went to Olive Garden is. It is so good.
Okay,
man.
my wife tried to take me to Olive Garden fine dining 2 weeks ago, and I couldn't do it. I was grossed out.
Cut his mic off, Cameron.
Salad breadstick.
Literally, Jesse's sitting there saying how much he doesn't like seeing like the wonders of the world, but he's defending that Olive Garden is amazing.
Marty, did you say you love Olive Garden as well?
No, I went to Olive Garden for the first time 2 weeks ago with my wife, and I was so grossed out I couldn't eat. I was like, I'm good. I don't do this. And the waitress was like, what do you mean you don't do this? I don't believe in this. She's like, chicken cutlets? I'm like, it's just it's so thin. It doesn't look right. Like, my mom's Sicilian. If I ate this, she'd beat me up. You know, it's just different. You know, in my family, if you eat that, you're a traitor. It's different. Different, Jesse.
Derek, when is the last time you've had Olive Garden? I'm curious.
Listen, man, I haven't had Olive Garden since I started making money. Let's put it that way. That's a long time.
Well, do yourself a favor. They have great lunch specials, and they get you in and out.
2 for $20.
And I'm telling you, when you have, they really do. They have these great lunch deals.
I think I should just get a TV dinner because that's literally all it really is. It's just frozen pasta TV dinners.
Let me stop you there. You'll take one bite of that breadstick and be like, he's right, man. This is great. Why haven't I been coming here? This is a great deal.
I think you got me like this before because you start talking about Taco Bell, and I was charging my Tesla, and I ate Taco Bell, and I was extremely frustrated.
I think there's a connection there.
We do not take food reviews from you ever again.
There's a connection between the kids who don't drink anymore and Olive Garden somehow. Like, that just makes sense. Like,
okay.
The kids that don't drink anymore in Olive Garden.
I don't know what the connection.
Somehow there's something that connects in that article to this story. I don't know. I just feel like that.
It's really funny. All right, it's time for this week's
editorial question of the week.
Well, you know, this is a momentous occasion because Marty is officially joining. He's part of the Relevant family now. He's joining the show. So we want, for the question of the week, we want you to ask Marty anything. We're going to do an AMA, Ask Marty anything, on next week's show. So send in questions, hot button issues, whatever you want. You can ask Marty anything, and we'll answer them on next week's show. All right. Hit us up on Twitter/X @Relevant Podcast, or on Threads and everywhere else. We'll post this. Well, before we wrap things up, I want to thank King's Kaleidoscope for joining us today. Make sure to check out their new album, self-titled, if you haven't already. It's great. Get caught up on all their stuff. They're unreal. Also, hey, want to thank Marty for being here, joining the cast. I'm excited about this new era kicking off today. You know, stay tuned as we keep evolving the show a little bit. This is the first change. There's some more changes coming. All good stuff. You're going to start seeing more video from the show, or video at all. We're going to have an entire video edition of the podcast, full length, available as well. We're doing some stuff. We're working on some stuff in the next couple weeks. So make sure to keep your eye on all that and don't miss an episode. Hey, it's the last couple weeks of our summer issue of Relevant. Make sure to go check it out at relevantmagazine.com. Cover story with Lauren Daigle, Arizona, Drew Holcomb, Naomi Rain, so much more. Some great think pieces. It's available for free. Just click the magazine tab right there. And if you want a beautifully designed, ad-free, enhanced reading experience, make sure to check out Relevant Plus. It's the ad-free best way to experience our content. You get an ad-free version of this podcast, an exclusive subscriber podcast, ad-free unlimited reading at the website, and like I said, an enhanced digital issue as well. Plans start as low as $250 a month. You can find out all the info right there at relevantmagazine.com. All right. Hey, if you like the show, if you're still listening, maybe you do. If you like the show, rate it and review it wherever you listen. It helps the algorithm. It bumps things, gets word out, and we love seeing the feedback. So yeah, give us those 5 stars and tell us your favorite Jesse story. There you go. Do that. Go do that. That'll be funny. Okay. On that note, we'll wrap things up. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Jesse Carey.
I'm Derek Miner.
I'm Marty.
I'm Emily Brown.
All right. We will see you on Tuesday. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Thanks for listening to the Relevant Podcast. Check out our features, interviews, and news updates every day at relevantmagazine.com. And make sure to follow Relevant on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for the latest. For more great podcasts, browse the shows on the Relevant Podcast Network, which you can find at our site. And while you're there, don't miss the all-new era of Relevant Magazine. A new issue releases every other month at relevantmagazine.com.
You can see it in pictures.
Relevant Podcast Network.